A long time ago, in a quiet village surrounded by forests and rivers, a terrible storm struck. The river grew wild, overflowing and crashing through the land like a monster. That night, a baby boy was lost, carried away by the rushing water. The villagers searched and cried, but the baby was gone. They believed he had drowned. They lit candles by the river every year to remember him. But what they didn't know was, the river had not taken his life. It had taken him somewhere else. Far away, deep inside the magical forest, lived a silver cat named Solara. She was unlike any cat anyone had ever seen. Her fur shone like moonlight, and her eyes were calm and wise, as if she had lived 100 lives. Solara lived alone. She had no family. But she wasn't lonely. The trees, the birds, and the wind were her friends. One night, while walking along the riverbank, Solara heard a soft cry. She followed the sound and found something shocking. A tiny baby lying on a rock, cold and shaking. Without thinking, she jumped into the river, grabbed the baby's blanket in her mouth, and pulled him to safety. She looked into his eyes. They were calm, like a reflection of the sky after a storm. She named him Kael, the child of moonlight and river. Solara raised Kael in the forest. She couldn't speak words, but she didn't need to. Kael understood her heart. She brought him food, protected him from danger, and sang to him in her own soft, humming way. The animals in the forest accepted Kael as one of their own. Birds perched on his shoulder, rabbits followed him, and owls taught him when to sleep and when to wake. Kael never knew human toys, but he had the stars. He never heard lullabies, but he had the wind through the trees. He never saw his real family, but he had Solara, and she loved him more than anything. Years passed. Kael grew strong and smart. He knew every part of the forest. He could climb the tallest trees and hear the river from miles away. But sometimes, when he saw his reflection in the water, he wondered, "Who am I?" He didn't look like the animals. He didn't have fur or feathers. And sometimes, at night, he dreamed of people he had never met. Faces, smiles, a feeling of something missing. Solara noticed. One evening, as they lay beneath the stars, she said softly, "One day, you will understand who you are. But until that day, know this, I chose you. I saved you. You are mine." Kael snuggled into her warm fur, feeling safe, but the questions didn't go away. One morning, Kael was walking near the river when he saw something strange. A girl. She had long dark hair and carried a basket. She looked hurt, her ankle twisted on the rocks. Kael had never seen another human before. He was scared, but he stepped out from the trees and helped her. Her name was Alira. At first, she thought he was a forest spirit, but when he spoke in a soft, careful voice, she realized he was human, just like her. They became friends. She came to meet him often. She told him about her village, about books and bread and music, and she told him a story about a baby boy who had been lost in the river many years ago. His name had been Kael. Kael ran home that night, his heart beating fast. "Solara," he asked, "was I that baby?" Solara looked at him with gentle eyes. She didn't speak, just nodded slowly. Kael felt like the world had shifted. "Why didn't you tell me?" Solara walked closer. She rubbed her head against his chest. "Because you are not just the baby from the village. You are Kael of the forest, my child." Kael's eyes filled with tears. "But what if I want to meet them, the people I came from?" Solara closed her eyes for a moment. "Then go. Your heart belongs to many places, but wherever you go, I will always love you." The next day, Kael went with Alira to the village. People stared. Elders gasped. A woman fainted. It was his mother. They hugged him, cried, touched his face like they couldn't believe he was real. He had been gone for so long, but now he was home. Yet part of Kael still belonged to the forest. Every week he returned to the glade where Solara had raised him. Sometimes she came to meet him. Sometimes she didn't. But he always left flowers, berries, and a little candle by the river. On nights when the moon was full, he sat by the water and whispered, "Thank you for finding me." Kael was never lost. He was a gift, a child of the moon, found by a cat who loved him more than anything in the world.